is Savardis. He's on the move, and they're going to look for Savardis in the corner. Touchdown!
Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead, and the props will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Andrews will be in shotgun. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll throw it down the left sideline. He's going to wind up a receiver. He's got the touchdown.
Okay, moving in. Sends one on goal, and he scores! And it is a power play goal!
Back to pass, middle of the field. The catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score.
Back on in. Here's Yoxon. Yoxon to the backhand. Trying to go to the front. Makes the move and shot. And he scores!
Smith delivers. That's it back toward the mound. Weiss has it in short. He steps on second, and the ball game is over. Massapequa Coast has won the 2023 New York State Little League Baseball Championship.
Live from Hamline Field on the campus of Wagner College in Staten Island, New York, PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of the United Premier Soccer League's Northeast Division as the Soap Football Company plays host to the New York Phoenix FC. Hello, everyone. I'm David Pizzuto alongside Aaron Cohen, and we welcome you to another match day here in the UPSL as part of the Northeast Americans Division 2 North Division, where today, Aaron, the theme of streaks are in play. For our home Soap FC side, they are looking to snap a losing streak today, and they'll have to do it against a red-hot New York Phoenix FC team with a streak of their own.
That's right. It's going to be a good test for Soap FC to see how they really stack up against the top of this table. And it's been a tough start to the season in terms of the level of competition. Already played the top two teams, and now New York Phoenix FC, the third team, and they have yet to lose a game. And we'll talk a little bit about the opponents that New York Phoenix FC have faced. But nevertheless, when you're coming up against an unbeaten team 5 games into the season, you get excited for that kind of matchup.
Absolutely. And Aaron, we mentioned how things have gone so far. And for Soap, Aaron, a great start to the season. They started with a game right here on PDF, a late 1-0 victory over EPC2. You can see it on your screen now. They followed that up with a huge win over the ASAB football after a bye week. But since a tough 5-1 defeat at the hands of Albion SC Brooklyn and a narrow fall at FC Merchant 2-1, the good news, Aaron, is that they've scored in every game this season, and the flashes of offense have been there, but they have given up 7 goals in their last 2 games, and they felt that they let a game get away from them last week that they should have had against the team at the top of the table. It makes this game really important for Soap.
Yeah, and New York Phoenix FC definitely know how to put the ball in the back of the net. 17 goals scored so far this season, so the defense really has to show up this game if they want to keep this Soap FC in this matchup, because low scoring, I think, is the method for Soap FC for today, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and both teams have been winning by way of the shutout as well, as will flash New York Phoenix FC's start to the season. As you can see, red hot, and Soap will have to beat one of the best teams so far in the Northeast North Division. The Phoenix, like you mentioned, Aaron, have been really ripping through the opposition. They've had 3 shutouts this season, and 4 out of their 5 wins have been by more than 1 goal. Quite simply, they've been pretty outstanding.
Yeah, had a 5-0 win over Whitestone FC in their second game of the season, 5-1 over Real New York FC 2. So, I mean, that's a 10-1 aggregate right there. We talked about the 17 goals for, only 3 goals allowed. So, you know, this team isn't all attack. They can definitely defend pretty well as well. So, Soap FC is not just looking for a goal fest here. It's a test on both ends of the pitch.
Yep, and Soap FC so far this season 1-1 on their home turf here at Wagner College. Of course, we referenced their season opening 1-0 victory. That was a game that we had for you here on PDF Sports Network. A great game throughout, really opened up in the second half. But Aaron, as you would expect with every team at this level, the kind of complexion has changed for both of these teams. Soap FC has gone with different lineups, for each game. They've had a lot of different people funneling in and out. And that's one of the beauties of the UPSL. You're allowed as many players as you want on your roster. You can have 30, 40, sometimes some teams have up to 50 players, but you're only allowed to dress 18. And so that week of practice leading up, you kind of separate players, who's going to get into the starting lineup, and we expect there to be a different complexion for both of these teams and the way they line up today as well.
Yeah, and new coming into the league of Soap FC, so they're trying to figure out how they want to function. There's a lot of things to work out, and in a new area in the UPSL here, it's just going to be turnover. Going to be a lot of uncertainty, going to be a lot of new faces. So expect a lot of change going forwards, and hopefully it's all for the better as they figure out who fits the best in this system and who maybe does not.
Right, and we'll see Soap FC in their white uniforms today, contrasting against New York Phoenix's dark black uniforms. You see it on the right side of your screen. And I have to say, Aaron, today, of course, is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of our folks who are watching us today. And, of course, all of your wives, sisters, and mothers as well. And everybody celebrating this great day. And appropriately, Phoenix FC had these hot pink uniforms that were really dynamite to look at, but they had to change because of the contrast, I think, with their rivals here in Soap. But they will go with the dark uniforms today, but those pink kits were pretty hot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think pink is a nice color to see, especially when it's relevant to a theme that we're trying to celebrate. But we'll just have to enjoy the black instead. And they're not as flashy, but they got something to them.
Absolutely. And this game, of course, every game in the UPSL is a big one at this level. All teams will play a 12-game schedule spread over 13 weeks. Soap FC has already had their bye this season, but, of course, New York Phoenix FC has played the full games on their schedule, 5 so far, and they have been victorious in all 5, as we saw on your screen a few moments ago. Still, though, Aaron, they find themselves kind of in a logjam at the top of the table. You have FC Merchant, which has played one more game than any other team right now. They are 5 wins and a draw, so they have the lead right now at 16 points. And then you have Albion SC Brooklyn, the New York Phoenix, both with 15 points, perfectly 5-0 this season. You have the New York Braveheart Soccer Club under 20 with 13 points. The New York Titans have 10 points in just 4 games. Soap FC is right there in 6th place alone with those 6 points. And as we know, the top team, of course, wins the division. The next 6 teams in line play in that postseason tournament. So every game is a big one.
Yeah, tight at the top, and that's not necessarily uncommon early on in the season. Right now, there are 5 unbeaten teams. New York Phoenix FC, one of 2 teams without a loss or a draw, and it's really something to be in that position record-wise and not be at the top. And not only that, the other team that has 5 wins, 0 draws, and 0 losses, Albion Soccer Club Brooklyn, as you mentioned, they're only ahead of New York Phoenix FC on goal difference, but their goal difference is actually much larger. They have a plus 34 goal difference. They've scored 36 and only conceded 2. So on that measure of tie-breaking, at least at the moment, it's in a tough spot. But I think what's important to mention is while they've won all 5 of their games, it's kind of unclear the level of their opponents. None of the teams that they've played so far at this point in time have more than 1 win. So it's potentially true that Phoenix FC's record is partially a result of the quality of their opponents.
Yeah, you could say that, and of course they'll be hoping to take a big step forward here, especially on the road here in Staten Island against Soap FC, and really put a punctuation mark on this season-long win streak that they've had. And for Soap FC, like we mentioned, a chance for them to get back in the win column. It's now been a long time since April 21st. At least it feels that way when Soap FC scored that 6-0 victory over ASAP Football Club, which is right behind Soap with 3 points in the standings. But they've played now, Soap, the top of the table. They faced Albion SC, who we just mentioned has that, monster goal differential. They did lose to them 5-1. They did lose to FC Merchant right now that sits at the top with 16 points. They lost that by a razor-thin 2-1 game on the road. So this is a big kind of litmus test for Soap to say, hey, we belong right up there with the best teams in this division, and we can make a big statement here against the New York Phoenix team.
Yeah, a win here would do not only a lot to just help Soap FC stay up in the standings, stay in a playoff spot, but it, like you said, it's a statement. It's showing the rest of the league that, we're maybe 2-0-2 at the moment, but that doesn't mean that we can't play with anyone else at the top of the table.
Absolutely. Now, we do see that the officials for this game have made their way over to the 50-yard line in between the two benches, and I believe that they will walk out the starters for both of these teams momentarily, and then we will get right into the action. There is no public address announcements that are made here at Wagner, so we will not have a national anthem. We will not have the announcement of the starters. So Aaron and I will do our best, of course, to identify the players that are on the field at any time, but they are not being introduced at this time. But they will walk it out, and then, of course, they'll line things up, and we'll get ready here for opening kickoff. And I am, of course, interested to see who both teams will start in goal here tonight, Aaron, as both teams have multiple goaltenders dressed here for today's game, although we were given a roster by New York Phoenix FC just moments before we went on the air. That was a little bit of the reason why we were delayed coming on the air, so we're not sure. We might see a couple of extra bodies or so, but judging by the lineup, it will be Mabel Rodriguez in goal for New York Phoenix FC, and it looks like Tiernan Gray will be the keeper for the boys in white.
It definitely will be an interesting broadcast, Dave. I don't think I've ever multitasked in this nature, but I think I can make it work. I've got the roster in one hand, I've got the camera control in the other.
Right, so Aaron is keeping our camera as well as providing some color commentary for us. Usually we do go with the one-man voice here, but last time I covered a game for Soap FC was on opening day, and I was promised a visit from some of the officials for Soap FC, and they never made it up to the booth. That's because they were really busy with what was going on down there. So having you on the broadcast, Aaron, helps a great deal, and welcome, of course, to Soap FC Soccer, and we hope to have you on more broadcasts as we go. This is our second, and we will have 3 more Soap FC broadcasts coming up this season.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm happy to be here. I love soccer. I think it's really awesome, and I just love to cover as much as I can, so I'm really cool. I'm really excited to see what Soap FC has to offer here.
And you'll see both teams switching sides here as Soap will go from right to left on your screen, and Phoenix FC will go from left to right. As we said, they are in their dark black jerseys, pinstripe of sorts with the shadowing. And Soap FC, of course, in their huddle. Now, we will mention as well that official time for this game will be kept on the field. We will have a running clock that you will see on your scoreboard. And we'll try to keep you up to date on some stoppages. But we will see extra time in this game, assuredly, as we have in the past. But the scoreboard on your screen will be unofficial in terms of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, only the referee knows exactly where we're at. We don't get the scoreboard either, so we can only approximate.
Yep, and Aaron, I will say that I only see 2 officials on the field. Now, one, you could see them. They're in kind of the turquoise blue on your screen. One is on the top left, right below our scoreboard, and manning, of course, that sideline, but I do not see another official on the near sideline. So we may be starting here with just the 2 officials, and it will be Alejandro Cardona who will get the first touch when we start things up. Referee looks down at his watch, and at 5:03, it looks like we are ready, and indeed we are. Opening whistle gets us set, and Phoenix FC will control first. Ready, we had a touch from someone who is not on our roster, number 28, but they switch up the field. And Phoenix FC working it backwards here. Another new number is 27 as well, another player we were not given coming in, but John Donnell has a touch near the sideline. He does get it back, weaves between a couple of defenders, gave it up to Portillo, and here comes Phoenix FC. In a foot race down the other way, Acevedo is able to stop the ball. Nice tackle there. Win control for the first time and for Soap's first touch.
It'll be interesting to see the strategies of these two teams as the game gets off the ground. Whether we have some possession-based tactics or if we're going to see some counterattack. It will be nice to see how the dynamic kind of comes to rest.
That one goes out of bounds here on the near side. Now, it's a little bit hard to pick up on your cameras as well, but the black lines are the ones that dictate the soccer field here. So it's easy to mistake, of course, the football sideline, the whites there being out of bounds, but it is indeed the kind of thin black line. And Archimpong is able to take one over there on the nice tackle that time made against Sandoval. They go into the middle of the field, and a reset of sorts here for Soap FC. Being able to survey was Roberts, and he's looking on the far side. The give and go here, Archimpong gets it back. Inside the goal box, crosses one, and it's over the bar. And past the outstretched mitt of Amable Rodriguez.
Nice build-up play there by Soap FC, finding the space on the far side of the field. Achiapong, I think he got a little stuck between a cross and a shot there. Would have been nice to get some end product, but just the beginning, so getting loose.
Yeah, it developed pretty quickly, and Achimpong has scored for this Soap team a few times, and he's definitely going to be somebody who's going to mix it up and move from the midfield into the final third. There's a long-range attempt. Wide of everything was Alejandro Cardona as he tried to meet that one. This will be a goal kick.
I think generously speaking, you can mark that as ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
I think more realistically, he maybe just ran out of options.
Yeah. Well, got to keep that defensive line on your toes. Sometimes give them things to think about, and that time wanted to unleash from long distance. As play is on the far side of the field, we'll get the camera tightened up on that as we go as well. For play on that far side, long skied throw-in is able to be settled down. I believe that was Dallas, or Delise, I should say, if we got that number correctly, although it looks like that was number 6 for Phoenix FC, which is another player that we do not have on our roster. It is sometimes one of the things that we suffer with, as we get a nice look at the camera here, getting in a little tighter. But, yeah, something that we've struggled with here on these UPSL broadcasts is getting in touch with some of the teams here. We've reached out to them on email and on Facebook, and we tried on Instagram as well, but really hard to get some of these rosters. And we were given one right before kickoff, but some of the numbers just not there. We'll do our best as we go if we get any updates in that department. Meanwhile, it's Agbula with a quick touch, and he's able to get it back here for Soap. Delivers behind now. Montesinos with a quick touch. Gives it up to Lysashenko. He wants to switch opposite side of the field, looking to overlap, and coming in the other way was Villa. And that one goes out past the end line, and this will be a goal kick.
Nice idea with the long ball. Same idea that got them close to the goal in their first attempt on net. Didn't work as well that time.
So Phoenix FC taking over here. They work it in the middle of the field. Chinchilla giving it up to his left side. Continuing to work here, Asensio, long running ball, and coming under it, tried to get stopped, and that one's going to be put wide of the goal. A golden opportunity for Alejandro Cardona, and he just missed it.
Wow, wow, Dave, it really should be 1-0. Really great ball behind. Clearly this striker has a lot of speed, and he's going to be dangerous for the rest of this game. But that could come back to bite Phoenix if Soap are able to get the next good chance.
Yeah, when we have a break, we'll see a replay of that as it developed. But Cardona did everything right, including the foot race, as we take a look at that last replay, and you could see just the raw speed of Cardona. He beats his man, and then all he has to do is put it towards the middle of the net, but just missed it wide right. And as one that he would like to have back, but the first true high percentage scoring chance belongs to New York Phoenix FC.
You don't get chances better than that, Dave. I mean, it was just him and the net.
And here's another one that's developing in the goal box. Cross was interrupted that time by Agbula, but promptly given back to New York Phoenix. They work it right in the middle. Give and go again. Cardona is spilled. Was it in the box? No, it was not. No call will be made as the head official says nope.
Well, that happened really fast. It's hard to know how much contact there really was, but a potentially controversial moment there.
And when we have a break, we will look at that on a replay and maybe even slow it down and see if there was indeed some contact. Meanwhile, this is Lysachenko the other way, and he gets spilled down that time by Sandoval, but Lysachenko with the last touch, and it'll be reset promptly. Throw-in gets skied up and out of play once more, and he'll redo the throw-in.
So defense being picked apart pretty well by Phoenix FC. But they've held strong so far. Hopefully they can keep that clean sheet intact for as long as possible.
See another replay, a little bit slowed down of that last, what Phoenix thought was a foul, and looked like I agree with the no call there. As Cardona tried to sell it still, though, there was some contact there. That one is played up to the top of the box and played by Rodriguez on the entry by Rettel. Brody Rettel scored the lone goal in that game that we covered earlier this season, the home opener for Soap FC, as we approach the 8-minute mark here of half number one. Middle of the field, Chinchilla now. Luis Chinchilla working it past midfield again, looking for the overlapping ball, but interrupted on the back line by Soap FC. Played on the head now to Montesinos. Montesinos wants to switch fields and does find Agbula, who plays it back to Lysachenko. Once again, they look middle of the field, and Soap FC will reset. Roberts, Lysachenko, and now near side Acevedo. New York Phoenix FC looking to apply a little bit more pressure there as you see Cardona cheating in. Flores tried to put pressure there as well. Archimpong with a long ball. This has some potential, but seeing it through all the way to the keeper, and Rodriguez is able to meet it at the top of the box.
Both teams attempting some long over-the-top passes.
There's a threading ball that gets into the 18-yard box, but fielded clean by Gray, who wants to switch the field. Finds Agbula. Agbula working 1v1 against Portillo now. Moves it all the way over to the far side. Archimpong, Villa, and back to Archimpong. We've seen this by Soap a lot, using their defensive line to switch from left to right.
It seems that Soap FC is taking a more possession-based approach, trying to slow it down, whereas Phoenix, they're really quick on attack, trying to get that ball forwards.
And a giveaway there via the turnover. Donnell being converged on by Lysachenko. Quick touch. Ends up at the foot of Montesinos now. He's able to lift his eyes and find Rettel now. Rettel coming in, trying to place one over Rodriguez. He could not do it as Rodriguez makes the save.
What a chance, a 1v1 opportunity. Each team has now had a chance that you would expect to be in the back of the net, so I suppose you could say they're even in that regard.
Nice job of switching fields now as Acevedo. Acevedo looking down the sideline. Lysachenko pass was extended. The 6 is there to make the play. Plays it back to Rodriguez, and they work it up to 27. Near side, Donnell with a touch, gets it back. Looks for help. Middle of the field now, Chinchilla being worked on. Was stripped away, but the giveaway to Donnell. Donnell gains midfield, puts it in open space, but Archimpong is there first. Montesinos, quick first touch. Agbula to Rettel. Rettel looking for an overlapping Agbula. Couldn't find him. Nice defensive play. Middle of the field for New York Phoenix.
Really nice run in behind. Such a shame. He would have been clear through if that ball just sneaked into the gap. But it was a good defensive intervention instead.
Soap FC doing a little bit of a better job interrupting some of these passes coming into the zone for New York Phoenix FC. And this is Montesinos now looking to split the defense. Weaves his way through one defender. Can't get through the other. A chance here to catch up as they working on the near side. Into open space. That one played up and right back into Soap FC zone, and they promptly put it back into the attacking half. Acevedo has to retreat.
Nice period of dominance here for Soap, depriving Phoenix of that ball. But we know as soon as they get a hold of it, they're super dangerous, so it's more even than it may look.
Nice job by Soap FC to get to that ball before it could be turned over as Montesinos plays it quickly to Lysachenko. Given some open space, plays it in the back before Montesinos is able to get to it again. Montesinos, perhaps with an overlapping Archimpong, decides against it, gives one a ride that's just wide.
So close, and what a nice long-range effort that was. Able to cut in on that right foot and find some space in the center. Impressive dribbling ability.
Yeah, Montesinos had some options to his right and left, instead decided to take it himself, as we'll see the replay here, and the nice nifty footwork to gain the window to shoot, and that ball bent, and if it bent a little bit more, it might have caught a piece of the goal, just wide. On Soap's third attempt of the game, one has been on goal. Off of Phoenix FC and out of bounds. So Soap FC starting to win the possession battle here, Aaron, after a couple of big chances here early for New York Phoenix FC.
Yeah, they're controlling the pace, and they're slowing it down a little bit. But I don't think the Phoenix really mind that too much. I think they're happy to sit back and counterattack when the opportunity comes.
Right. Let the other team in and then take advantage off the turnover like this one, perhaps. Cardona, who's been busy, now works it to his left side. That pass was intercepted. It was intended for Sandoval, who was breaking on the right side. 50-50 ball won once again by the New York Phoenix, and now they work it back. 13th minute of play here in this first half. It's been an eventful first few minutes.
A lot of attacking action going on. Both teams getting good looks at the goal. Ironically, however, neither of the goalkeepers have had to make any decisive plays as of yet.
Yeah, there's only been the one official save in the game, although there have been a couple of really good opportunities on both sides, and it was really Rettel's attempt that was the only save that was made, and Rettel looked like he was breaking in for a breakaway and wanted to put one up top and over Rodriguez, just couldn't get enough lift on it. Do you like that idea, Aaron, of trying to put it over the keeper when he's playing that high up in the box?
If you feel confident enough in making that play happen, it can be very good, but it's just a risky finish. It can turn out to be a real waste of a good chance if executed poorly.
Archimpong looks to lift one into the box, and too extended for Montesinos. Gave it a good run, but that was lifted too high in the air.
Good idea with the ball to the back post, and he certainly was there for the finish or even to put it back across, but execution on the pass just lacked a little bit there.
So following the goal kick, New York Phoenix FC will reset. Work it up the far side with some room now, getting to it is Sandoval. He gets converged on by a pair of defenders. Soap FC able to take it back. Montesinos needs to wait for the cavalry to come in, so he wants to reset things. Gives it over to Roberts. Short passing game here, working to Soap's advantage, and Rettel's pass cannot get through the defense.
That run coming in after the pass into Rettel's feet looked like it was coming open again. So if Rettel can hold that up just a little bit, he may be able to get those passes off and find himself an assist.
Tiernan Gray meets that one at the top of the box on another would-be lead pass through the middle of the field intended for Cardona. A little too strong. Cardona looking to put some pressure on as Gray lifts it over the attack. Archimpong, nice dribbling, far sideline. Lots of open space, overlapping Villa and meeting it at the top of the box and spilling it up to midfield was Rodriguez. Nice play by the keeper that time.
Quick off his line. That's aware goalkeeping right there.
Frenzied pace here. Soap FC is able to recollect. Lysashenko at midfield wants to play it back to Roberts. Augustine Roberts plays it over. Acevedo able to lift it through the midfield defense. Lysashenko had it go off of him and out. Unlucky break that time for Lysashenko.
Operating a lot on this near side of the field are Soap FC. They clearly like the left side of their attacking unit.
Lifted up and over the head of Cardona, and Acevedo is there first. Playing with it, and a nice little pass to Lysashenko, gains midfield. Desperation pass, though, couldn't find its mark. Portillo reversing field. Chinchilla now to Sandoval. Gets bodied by Lysashenko as New York Phoenix now looking to play it in some space. John Donnell getting it over to Sandoval and try to turn around and pass. Donnell is waiting in an offsides position. And we got the flag up for that, our first offsides call of the game, as we take a look at the last attempt for Soap FC on that overlapping ball to Villa that Rodriguez is able to meet. Played very nicely there by Mabel Rodriguez. Has made just the one save, but has been busy in the box for New York Phoenix FC. No score as we are into our 17th minute of play here in the first half.
Should be noted with the offside call that we have one linesman. There's only a linesman for one half of the field, and that presents a distinct difference of how offside is called depending on where you're attacking.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Because maybe if you're New York Phoenix FC, you take a liberty or two trying to get that half a step edge, because it's hard to spot when you're playing behind the ball. As Soap FC able to interrupt there, but Cardona wants to give one a ride in the box, and there to make the play on it was Gray. If that was a shot, it was going about 60 yards wide, but Gray met it nonetheless.
Clearly, he has the striker's instinct, not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yep. There's another overlapping ball, far sideline. Villa gaining the box, gets spilled down. Nice defensive play, and ball still out there. And now New York Phoenix is able to spill it out, but we did have a whistle here, and we'll see why. Is that actually a corner kick, I think, is the directive here, as that ball may have gone out past the goal line.
Yeah, it seems as though when that drive initially came into the box, they couldn't keep it in bounds. So a nice chance here for Soap FC.
First corner kick of the evening. It will be Villa to take it. There first was New York Phoenix. Nice job of lifting up for Asensio, but it does end up on Villa's foot. They give over to Achimpong, looking for a window perhaps, working to his left side. They give over to Rettel. Rettel getting in, left-footed cross went wide and through the goal mouth there as Rodriguez watch it go harmlessly wide.
Really good job by Rettel to get that ball back across into a really dangerous space. And he had teammates there just inches away.
Yeah, we get another look at it as play developing here as you see Rettel gaining into that box, just getting that brief window, and did have a couple of teammates in the area, but unable to converge on it as Montesinos now plays it. Gives it over to Rettel. Rettel being given some space, but now from behind the tackle made, and effectively there by number 28 on the defense. Getting in the way of that was Achimpong, and New York Phoenix able to take it back. The other way, Portillo wants to reverse the field. Donnell And now the give to an overlapping David Flores. Flores with the cross in the box, interrupted by Gray. Gray had great position on that one.
Yeah, super far out of the box. It seems as though he understands what Phoenix are trying to do in attack, and he's preparing for that cross ahead of time.
Acevedo's pass wide to Agbula, and so New York Phoenix will take over at midfield, and they will play it back. Edgar Portillo up near the sideline, looking in the direction of Flores. Flores 1v2, drops it off. Donnell gets hit in the back from behind by Roberts, and Donnell goes down, and I believe that is our first foul of the first half. We are 21 minutes in. Reminder, of course, official time being kept on the field, but we really haven't had any stoppages.
No, it's been smooth sailing so far. And like you said, very few free kicks happening. Just nice flow of open play.
And for those of you wondering about the substitution rules, each team allowed 7 substitutions throughout the course of the game, no re-entry. Low liner of an entry, easily taken out by Soap here. Lysachenko tries to thread one through the middle of the field. That is a great pass to Villa. Villa working in, hesitates. First shot saved by Rodriguez. Second shot blasted and saved at the goal mouth. The follow by Agbula goes wide. 3 total shots on that exchange. A couple of big saves for the New York Phoenix.
What a chance for Soap FC to get ahead. And we've talked about converting those big opportunities. And there another one goes begging. Not one, but 2 very clear bites at the apple there. Score remains 0-0, though. Pretty impressive that is still the case.
Perhaps lost in all that was the initial great save, and the folks at home are seeing it on their screens now. But great first save by Rodriguez, and then, of course, the play on the back line to save the follow, and Agbula had a third attempt at it as well. Soap FC leads the shot count 6-3 here in this first half. 3 of them on goal. New York Phoenix yet to register a shot on goal in this one. But a good start here for Soap. They are knocking on the door, it seems. A couple of high-quality chances. Acevedo, no whistle. And that one does go out of bounds, and it will be Soap FC ball. Again, as Aaron mentioned before, we are working with just 2 officials in this game, and so no official here on the near side, right where the throw-in is taking place. That'll be the head referee's responsibility in this one as Agbula controls at midfield. Nice drop-off pass there to Archimpong, and his pass is a little too hard there, but he is able to get it back. A lot of bodies there and a constricted amount of space, and coming out with it and looking for an overlapping ball, but no one there but Gray at the top of the box. Pass was intended for Flores from Chinchilla.
Not a lot of buildup on Phoenix's side of this game. They really just want to get that ball forward as fast as possible.
Yeah, it seems, Aaron, that they're looking kind of like for that home run ball, one that goes over top.
It's very classic American soccer, Dave, whereas Soap FC trying to implement the more progressive style, which is holding on to that ball as much as possible.
Well, we did hear from Arlen Stafage before the first game of the season. We had an interview with him, and he said he wants his team to be a ball-control team. He wants his team to win possession, and everything flows from there. Gray, being harassed by Cardona, gives it away, but the first touch too strong. Archimpong takes over, almost given away again. Job there by Roberts to catch up. Lysachenko, near side Acevedo. Acevedo looking for an overlapping Montesinos. Good first touch by Montesinos. Pass made to Agbula. Montesinos gets it back. We know he has a big leg. And that one interrupted as he was trying to get in. Nice defensive play by Aquino on the back line.
Again, Montesinos at the middle of everything, and he tried to make that incisive move in the box. Just couldn't quite get it past the defender.
Montesino's hard to mistake out there with those bright orange cleats. Meanwhile, on the far side, again, looking for a bending ball over top. Acevedo's able to get a head on it first. Cardona gets to it. Cardona sliding to his right, now retreats. And there's a long-range attempt that goes high and wide for Kevin Sandoval. As that one gets away from him, Gray doesn't have to make the save, but a good attempt.
Another example of Phoenix FC pulling that trigger from long range. I believe that's 3 shots from outside the box, and I believe that one was the most challenging.
Sandoval gives it over to Chinchilla, who works it over to the right. Donnell with a quick ball there, but that one goes in on a cross. Sandoval, now Cardona with a chance, spilled out past the 18-yard box. And a sliding tackle there, kept in play. Nice job by Soap to keep it in. Montesinos now turning towards midfield, slides to his left and gives it over to Lysachenko. Lysachenko gaining midfield. Has some space, opts over to Acevedo, who plays it back. Roberts, with Cardona giving chase, plays it across. Up top, Archimpong, part of a team of the week in the UPSL, Gideon Archimpong. Kept in nicely by Flores, who gave it up. Not on the same page that time with Cardona. And they battle for 50-50 possession at the 50. 27th minute of play. There is a player down on the far side for New York Phoenix. And getting up was Flores. Threading past middle of the field. Nice first touch there by Cardona. And we have a foul right at the top of the box. And actually, no foul whistle. They play on. Cardona, spin move now, working towards the side of the box. Good play by Soap FC defensively. They thread it back in, and Gray is there.
Phoenix FC trying to combine on that far side, but it just seems a little bit disconnected. They don't have that passing synergy flowing at the moment.
Yeah, and it could be a product of just not having enough possession here. There's another good pass by Rettel. Rettel could not get it under control before lifting it through the goalposts. Had enough for the field goal, but go back a couple of plays. We'll see a replay of an opportunity for the New York Phoenix FC. This was the opportunity before the others. Cardona had it played, and there was the shot that went high and wide against Gray. Meanwhile, play here at midfield, won once again by Soap FC as we enter the 28th minute of play. Agbula, Acevedo, midfield, Acevedo, playing it over to Montesinos. Montesinos now drawing some attention. Stops his dribble, gives it over to Archimpong. Middle of the field, Agbula. Plays it back to Lysachenko, who wants to reverse field. Andrew Pay. Pay crossing it over, found Rettel, quick touch, and Lysachenko puts one over everything. Nice little bang-bang play there right in the middle.
That's a good setup right there. Exactly what you want for your midfielder to get a shot off, but it just seems as though he was not quite expecting it, so he wasn't leaning over the ball for that shot.
We'll get another look at that when we have a stoppage of play, but in the meantime, New York Phoenix FC, which has really worked a lot of their possession based off the counterattack, now will look to build something here as we enter the final quarter of the first half. And there is a good threading ball in the middle to Cardona. Getting back well, but Cardona will have a chance to give it a ride, but it's well wide. And Cardona's just missing things, Aaron.
Yeah, he's so electric on the attack. He gets him behind. He finds the gap between defenders so well, but he just hasn't had the finishing touch yet.
Go back to a few replays. This was the play made by Pei on the right side for Soap FC. Good first touch there by Rettel, but unable to come away with anything was Soap FC on that last attempt. And then we go and see the replay there of that last chance by Cardona. Just missed everything. Really got Gray off the hook that time. Shots are 7-6 in favor of Soap FC. They also have the edge in shots on goal, 3-1. Pei gets up for one, but played out to the near side now. First there were the Phoenix. Touched on by Archimpong. Lysachenko. Interrupted by Donnell. Nice job as Sandoval is able to get it over to Cardona. Nice defensive play by Roberts. Acevedo. Montesinos. First touch, Lysachenko. Montesinos in between a few defenders. Agbula using his body to shield and able to win possession. This is Vila. Vila. Ball played. They want to go across to Lysachenko. Good job of trapping that one. Acevedo now controls. Acevedo sliding tackle made, and this will be a throw-in now for Soap FC.
Quick ball movement there from Soap FC, upping the intensity just a little bit. Phoenix FC defense adjusting well.
Yeah, able to go from left to right pretty well. Archimpong now looking once again sideline. That pass a little too weak for Acevedo, and New York Phoenix FC watching it go out of bounds.
Phoenix FC doing a good job of keeping Soap's possession in the wide areas, not allowing them to get central into good shooting opportunities.
Good takeaway that time by Montesinos. Finds an open Agbula, slides it across. Vila looking, and he puts one wide. Strange how that developed as well. Vila had a lot of time, maybe wasn't expecting to have that much time, and got the left foot in and just sailed it wide.
Yeah, maybe even too much time, Dave, and he just thought about it a little bit too much and scuffed that shot, didn't get good contact.
Yeah, there it is on your screen, wide open, and Vila just couldn't find it. 8th attempt at goal for Soap. Now in the middle of the field with some space. This is Donnell now working in the right sideline. Overlaps, and now the cross in the box lifted too high. That was in the direction of Chinchilla, and it goes harmlessly out of bounds. 33 minutes into this first half. Entertaining game for sure. Soap with an 8-6 lead in shots, but neither team has been able to register yet. New York Phoenix plays it at midfield. Looking to enter was Sandoval. He got swept off the ball. And Soap FC will play it backwards. Time for Gray here to survey. Looks down the field. Nice pass to Montesinos. Right at midfield. Montesinos feigning right. Now he does go that way. Bending ball in the middle. Didn't have enough lift on it. Intended for Agbula. But a good turnover there. Rettel plays it over to Vila. Vila gets a chance to survey. Drops it to Archimpong. Vila gets it back. Enters the box. Vila sidesteps. Shot, and the goal is scored by Vila.
What a nice finish by Vila there. Really good combination play to get in behind. Had options in the middle. Didn't need any of them. I'm sure after that last opportunity on his left foot, he felt like he wanted another chance. And there he goes. He got it, and he made it count.
And that all developed off of the turnover that you see on your screen right there. Forced by Montesinos. Rettel with the great pass. And then Vila with a chance to get in open space. Dropped it off to Archimpong briefly, but gets it back. And then you can see the overlapping pass to get in the box. And this time, Vila left little to doubt. Went short side and is able to score that goal. A thing of beauty. And just as you've been saying, Aaron, just Soap FC has been doing a good job of stringing the passes together, and that time it worked to perfection.
It's a moment of worry for Phoenix FC because they haven't really had the dominance in the play so far, and that hasn't mattered as much as the score remained even. But now that they're behind, they're going to have to start finding ways to assert more dominance in the run of play.
Shots are 9-6 in favor of Soap, 4-1 in shots on goal, and we have our first extended timeout on the field, as that was a foul that was whistled against Soap FC. There was no card shown there, as getting up very gingerly is Kevin Sandoval, but he is up, so that's a good sign. Clock continues to run, as you see on your screen, 36 minutes into this first half. Official time, of course, being kept on the field. New York Phoenix resetting, going from left to right. And once again, Montesinos forcing a turnover, but we do have a foul and a late whistle, and the fans in front of us do not like the call. What do you think, Aaron?
You could consider that ticky-tacky, Dave. It can go either way. You see a lot of those called, however. So not perhaps the most surprising call, but an understandably controversial call because Soap FC were through on goal.
Well, Soap FC does win back the ball here. Akbula looking once again in the direction of Vila. Vila, good little sidestep pass over to Archimpong. He does gain the goal box. Played out. Top for pay. Akbula, quick first touch by Vila. Tried to get it back in. Up the top of the box. Unsuccessful as Roberts gets taken off the ball by Cardona. There's one that's lifted all the way in the air. Looking to get to it was Flores. Flores working 1v1 against Pay. Is able to touch it before it goes out. Skied up in the air by Soap FC. Frenzied pace here. Sandoval gets to it. Plays it back, and another whistle. We've had 4 fouls in this half. All of them against Soap FC.
That's what happens when you get caught on the counter. You're scrambling to put your defense back in order, and in that process, players can make some rash decisions, and that's how Phoenix FC benefits from speeding up the pace of play.
Chinchilla is in the area. Looks like he will be the one to take it, perhaps. If not, Flores is right there to his left. Chinchilla will be the one. Once again, a low liner. There's one that's threaded in the box. No call, and that one is put in, and it'll be a goal.
Some players frustrated at the referee. Bit of confusion there, and it kind of seemed as though Soap FC stopped defending a little bit.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Really interesting sequence, but goes to the benefit of the visitors as they get an easy one-on-one chance. And even with that, Dave, the finish was not necessarily convincing. Trickled it into there.
Yep, and you'll see the whole thing develop on your screen right now, top to bottom. That's a great pass. And the goal scored by David Flores. And just like that, it's a 1-1 game with unofficially 6 minutes to go in this first half.
You know, I wonder, Dave, if the Soap FC players were hoping for an offside call there.
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely the case, Aaron, except there is no referee on that side to look to. He's behind the play, and unless he blows that whistle, that play is still going on. So you can agree with it or not, but the fact of the matter is that's going to stand, and when we have a chance, perhaps at halftime, we will look at that slowed down, and we could see if we could take a look, but with our angle, it's very tough.
We mentioned earlier how that lack of a linesman on currently the viewer's right side might affect some aspects of play, and I think we just saw that happen right before our eyes.
And here's Cardona now, but he is taken off the ball nicely as Gray spills that one over to midfield. Montesinos. waiting for some development on the far side. That's a great ball to Vila, and Vila is taken down. Foul is whistled by both the linesman and the head referee, and we'll see if there's anything shown here or if there's a booking involved, but Vila certainly pleading for it.
It's a big decision for the referee.
And it's right at the top of the goal box as well.
I think he's got his book out. I believe it's going to be a yellow card.
And I'm looking at it from the binoculars, Aaron, at this point, but I didn't see the card come up.
Based on the sequence of play, you would think that at least a yellow card would be in order. I believe some people sitting in the stands here were arguing for a red. Now, that's a more difficult decision, but definitely a big impedance there. He was through for a good opportunity.
Now, going back to that goal is taking a look at it slow down, and I don't believe the shooter was offsides on that, but there were a couple of other players on the right side that were. Now, they were not involved in the play, but I don't think the shooter, Flores, was offside on that, so perhaps a good non-call of offsides on that last goal. Our viewers at home got to see it. But anyway, fast forward now in the 42nd minute. Look at this golden opportunity here as both Rettel and Montesinos standing over this one in a 1-1 game. Montesinos, low liner, that one's wide. Well, I got it past the wall, Aaron, but just couldn't catch the corner.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he was going for the low outside corner. That was an interesting choice. It's hard to tell exactly what his intentions were there. Regardless, did not challenge the goalkeeper at all, unfortunately.
Get another look at it, slowed down just a bit, and yeah, Rodriguez able to see it harmlessly go wide of goal here. 42:30 is our time. There will be some stoppage time added here. First half. Goal scored in the 35th minute by Derek Vila. And 4 minutes later, David Flores answers for New York Phoenix FC on what was only their second shot on goal. And a whistle here for a foul against New York Phoenix FC, only their second of the first half. First one was that right before the free kick attempt by Montesinos. Roberts, unmarked here at midfield, plays it over to Agbula but gets it back. Able to survey, looked to thread it through a couple of defenders, couldn't do it. Donnell with a quick touch. He gave it up, but Soap FC puts it right back on Phoenix's side and out of play.
This game has had a couple of intermittent spurts of energy, and that was one of them. Ball bouncing around like a pinball.
Now, it's pretty obvious to our viewers, but the entire field under the blanket of sunshine, which is definitely helps on a day like this. Aaron and I are up top. Aaron is outside. I am inside the press box, but it is very cold here at Elevated at Wagner College. But on the field, pretty pleasant.
Yeah, can't ask for too much of a better day. Although, of course, it would be nice if I could be inside. I don't think I've ever broadcasted with someone who I could not see.
Right. Yeah, we're in separate booths, if you will. Although we do have the windows open here in the press box, and it is pretty chilly here in this box as well, although probably not as cold as you, Aaron, outside. So.
Good thing I brought extra layers.
Nice play by Acevedo to win that one over. Lysashenko looking middle of the field. Rettel now, and overlapping Villa on his right side. Villa has to stop. Actually, might have lost a piece of equipment. Middle of the field, Montesinos, big first touch, and Rodriguez gets tripped up by Montesinos, who was working shoulder to shoulder with the defender. Body spill. Looks like this will be a foul that will be whistled against Montesinos. Although he will be checked on here for injury.
And again, that play's all coming through Rettel. They play the ball up to him, and he's so easily distributing it out to his fellow attackers. He really is the focal point of this attack.
Meanwhile, a long pass up the sideline here. And it's going to be a foul whistled against Vila. You can see it on your screen. For those of you watching at home, we have reached the 45-minute mark here of half number one. So we are officially in stoppage time here at Wagner College in Staten Island. 1-1 is our score. Soap registered first. New York Phoenix FC has responded. Looks like it will be Flores to take this one. Actually, that is not the case, as that one is headed straight up. Near side, Montesinos is able to lift it out past midfield. Rettel's in the neighborhood, working against two defenders right now, and does have it taken away. That was out of play, but the benefits of not having a linesman, Phoenix is able to continue control until Rettel gets it back. Rettel off the defender and out. This will be a corner kick for Soap FC. So an important corner here in the dying moments of this first half.
Big chance here for Soap FC to turn the narrative of the game around a little bit right before the break. Taking back their advantage would certainly shift the momentum.
Can't see it on your screen here as we lose that corner of the field, but taken at the near side, elevating and getting it out of the box where the Phoenix. Montesinos in the neighborhood has a little shove from behind, but is able to get it back and work it to Roberts. Roberts fakes right, now goes back left side to Montesinos. Time is winding down. In the middle of the field, Agbula with a window, puts one on goal and off the crossbar after going off the fingertips of Rodriguez, and that is officially halftime here. What an opportunity to end the first half, and we won't end the half until we get another look at that replay. And it all starts, again, the play from Roberts getting it over to Montesinos. You could see the ball on the inside, Agbula settling it down, and then off the fingertips of Rodriguez and off the goalpost. Perhaps a bit of a lucky break for New York Phoenix FC to end this first half.
So many close calls here for both sides, but I'm thinking Soap FC will feel a little bit more hard done. They've had a few more clear-cut chances, but if anything, that should give them more confidence going into this second half. This game is really anybody's for the taking.
So we have reached halftime here. What Aaron and I will do is take a break for a few minutes. When we come back, we will break down the first half and get you ready for half number two. We have reached halftime here at Wagner College in Staten Island. It's the Son of a Pitch Football Company 1 and New York Phoenix FC 1. Stay with us. This is UPSL Soccer, only on the PDF Sports Network. Welcome back here to Hammerline Field at Wagner College, where we are at halftime between Soap FC and New York Phoenix FC. You see it, score on your screen. 1-1 is our score. The 35th minute goal by Derek Villa for Soap FC opened the scoring, and then the answer by David Flores in the 39th minute. And coming up on your screen, you'll see our halftime stats, and I'll read them off, Aaron, as you can't see our screen right now. But the total shots, 11-7 in favor of Soap FC. They do lead the shot on goal count 5-2. Soap FC has had the only 2 corner kicks of the evening. There was only one offsides call. That was against New York Phoenix FC. And the foul count, kind of low for both teams. They'll take it. 5 whistles against Soap FC, only 2 whistles against New York Phoenix FC. But it's kind of been indicative of the way the game has been, Aaron. You know, Soap FC has had the better of the possessing of the ball, and they have had more attempts, and New York Phoenix FC seem to be reliant on their counterattack, but it was the free kick that really developed into the goal for them.
Yeah, you can see how Phoenix FC gets so many goals on the board. They're so dynamic in that attack, really, really quick to transition, but it seems as though Soap is a little bit more complete. They have a more well-rounded team identity. They're able to really dictate the play a lot more than Phoenix FC. Phoenix just kind of waiting for their moments, waiting for Soap to be unprepared. And that is evidenced by the fact that they could only get their goal off of a set piece off that second phase when Soap kind of switched off. So I think Soap has all the reason to feel confident. Soap has been the better team, I would say, so far, but they just got to be more clinical when they get that ball inside the box.
Let's take a look at the goals scored in that first half. We'll begin with the first goal of the game, and it comes right off that turnover there. Montesinos causing it. Rettel, a great pass to Villa. He stops, passes it off, and then gets it back. A great overlapping pass right here on your screen. And then Villa is able to take his time, step into the box, left-footed shot, a no-doubter, and it gave Soap FC the early 1-0 lead. Actually, not really early. That came in the 35th minute, but it was a lead that was not that did not last very long. It only lasted about 4 minutes and change, and then it was right here on the free kick where Soap FC wanted an offsides, and indeed there were 2 players in an offside position, but they had no bearing on the play. And so the goal was allowed to stand. That made it 1-1. And then right before the close of the first half, a golden opportunity here for Soap FC. As you could see, this was pretty much at the buzzer. Agbula with the shot off the fingertips of Rodriguez, and then a second save by the crossbar. And that's why we are at 1-1 here as we get ready for our second half.
Both teams are just about lined up. Phoenix FC still a little grouped up. And it looks like, by the way, Dave, we have had a goalkeeper switch for Soap FC. We can maybe get into that later when it becomes relevant. But yeah, new keeper for Soap FC.
Yeah, we will look for a number on that keeper, as I believe there were. Actually, Naharo Rodriguez is our new keeper. As we are underway here in the second half, if we have some more numbers and more players that have come in, we will get them for you. It is still Tiernan Gray in goal for Soap FC. Arshampong plays it up, middle of the field, Montesinos. He's had plenty of touches in that first half. Dynamic playmaker. Far side to Pay. Drops it off, middle of the field. Pass a little too weak there and intercepted by Sandoval. Interrupted there. Acevedo sees it go out of bounds. And if you joined us late, once again, there are only 2 officials, head referee and a linesman on the far side of the field. And what will be the attacking end of the field for New York Phoenix FC.
It will actually, I think, play to the advantage of Soap FC, this current linesman setup, because it'll make it harder for Phoenix to maybe cheat that boundary when trying to get in behind.
Yep. Yeah, and that goal by New York Phoenix FC, there were two players in an offside position. It was pretty clear, but they were on the right side of that ball, and the goal came on the left. And perhaps that's why the head official opting not to blow the whistle for the offside.
So long as they don't affect the run of play, then the offside position shouldn't matter. So I believe that was the right decision for the referee.
Yeah, and that's the controversial piece to all this, because I'm sure if you're a Soap FC player or coach, you will say that those two guys didn't take themselves out of the play. They were still developing in it. Here we have Cardona making a run. Cardona with a shot. It hits the side of the cage.
Another opportunity for Cardona to make his mark on this game, but he could not keep that one on frame. It actually looks like there was a deflection, so we're going to get a corner kick.
All right, so we will call that a shot on goal because it certainly went off. And we have our first corner. Skied up, middle of the box, and that one had a chance. A couple of players elevating for it, but it does spill out harmlessly wide. And so New York Phoenix, who were down 11-7 in the shot count, now get two quick ones here in the opening 3 minutes of the second half.
Perhaps that's a sign of Phoenix trying to up their intensity and attacking prowess as they try to flip the script on what viewers might say was a dominant first half for Soap FC.
Yeah, they put a lot more pressure on the ball this time, but Montesino still able to enter the zone, looking for an overlapping Agbula, and there to whisk it away out of bounds were the New York Phoenix, but this will be a throw-in from near the corner flag. Opposite side here, and a good chance for Soap FC to get this one in the box. Interrupted, they will redo it. When we have a moment, we'll take a look at that replay from that last rush up by Cardona again that led to the corner kick. Montesinos this time, though, working top of the box, looking on the inside. There is a shot that is stopped by Rodriguez, and the shot coming from Aaron Badia, who entered the game here at halftime.
Did a good job of finding space for a shot, did Badia. He was given the vertical lane, and he took it. Might have been better served trying to square that ball across, but you get that sight when you're first on the pitch. Makes you want to pull the trigger.
Yep, first chance, first good look for Badia. Montesinos controls and wants to switch it opposite way to Andrew Pay. The drop off to Vila. Vila has the overlapping Pay, missed him. Pay was not happy as he trots back onside. Montesinos across for Lysashenko, wants to again attack right side. Archimpong to Pay, but it's out of bounds. A tough pass that time between teammates. They talk it over here as we get close to the 50-minute mark. Thrown in by Asensio. Middle of the field. Sandoval puts one deep. The giveaway to Cardona, and Cardona wants to look on the opposite side, but we do have an offsides whistled against New York Phoenix FC.
And there you have it.
Yep.
First offside call. Oh, wow, they took that free kick very far back, but that flag coming into good use. Who knows if that call would have been made in the first half going the other direction.
Badia got bodied off the ball there as New York Phoenix FC looking to put one in. There's a handball and a foul whistled against Soap.
Opportunity here for Phoenix to swing the ball into the box. That's how they got their first goal.
Yep, this is about 6 or 7 yards further than how they scored their goal at the 39th minute. Number 27 will take it. We do not have a name for him. Up over the first wave, kept in. Sandoval, there's a loose ball in front, converged on by Gray. No harm done. Pay. Up top to Agbula. Now it's Vila. Vila with Badia to his left. Gets hung up. Vila now working 1v2 and is taken off the ball. Nice defensive play that time as Vila takes a foul.
Well, foul aside, it was a real breakdown in that open attack for Soap FC. Medea in the middle might have been better served making a run in behind, making the defense move, but instead he remained static, and Vila didn't really have anywhere to go.
Yep, unless he went straight forward to attack. He was looking for something to develop to his left. Never did materialize, as now we have a long discussion here as peeling himself off the turf was Luis Chinchilla, who's been busy in this one. And
should be noted. We have a player down in the middle of the field as well.
Right. The linesman was with the injury in the middle of the field. You can see the camera there now, and looks like it was Roberts who's down, or at least on his bottom, sitting up. And once again, our clock continues to run here, but official time is being kept on the field. And we will likely have plenty of stoppage after this last foul. When we do get back to play, it will be a free kick for New York Phoenix FC at about the 15-yard line. And once again, Roberts taking a while to get himself up. Once again, attention to Roberts and the lengthy delay as head coach Arlen Stafage will make his way back to the bench, and we might see another substitution here come in place of Roberts. And Roberts is getting helped up by his teammate, and he is going to get off under his own power. Now, not a lot of activity going on in Soap's sideline, but however gingerly, Roberts is going off under his own power, so that's a good sign. And they will play a man down until they get their substitution in. Trying to see who is warming up and taking runs on the far side. As soon as we get a number, we'll relay it over to you.
What's fascinating about that, Dave, is that that was not on the ball. That was an off-ball injury.
Well, it will be Elias Hassam who will make his way in. He is listed as a forward on this team, and he'll be taking the place of Roberts, who is on that defensive line. So we think that there'll probably be some positional changes going on, as looks like Acevedo is moving into the left center back position. And looks like number 2, Muniro Adams, who had already checked in, is playing the right center back position. And it looks like Hassam will be playing on the wing on that defensive line. So play is back in after the lengthy delay, 55th minute. Pressure now on the defensive line for New York Phoenix. And Derek Vila is able to interrupt Asensio from making a run, and Soap FC gets possession back.
That's a really good shift in intensity from Soap FC, bringing forward a press that Phoenix hadn't seen before, and they were not ready for it.
Archimpong giving it over to Vila. Vila creating space, drops it off for Archimpong. Middle of the field, Badia had his shot blocked as he was entering into the attack. Skied up and out.
Good interplay there by the forwards. Could have been a very nice goal if they could fashion a shot there, but defense sniffed it out.
Looks like Andrew Pay will get a running start for this one. He'll try to put it in the box towards the goal line, and it's fielded by Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez was out of bounds when he touched that. Aaron, I don't know if you caught that. And everybody wants the officials' attention as Rodriguez is down in a heap. I don't know what happened there. And I'm wondering if I can get that replay back and we could see it. I don't know if I'll have enough time. Yes, we will. So let's see if we could figure out where Rodriguez touched this and how he got hurt.
He's now on the ground. In reference to the out-of-bounds situation, should be noted that so long as the ball remains somewhat in bounds,
right,
then he's fine to be wherever he wants. But if he takes the ball out,
I mean, that was really close. I mean, I just showed the replay on slow motion, and then we lost Rodriguez in our shot, so we don't see how he got hurt. But another lengthy pause here as action going on both benches here. Now, we should mention New York Phoenix does not have a lot of substitutes that are dressed. And I do apologize. I kept saying Rodriguez in goal, but they indeed did make that switch at halftime. I believe, right, Aaron? That is a new keeper.
I know that Soap FC put in a new keeper. I'm not
okay,
sure about Phoenix.
Understood. Yeah, that does still look like Rodriguez.
He is not. He's on his stomach on the ground. That is not necessarily a positive sign.
Now, I do see that the backup keeper, number 48, Francis Najarro Rodriguez, is on the bench. And I showed the replay a couple of times, Aaron, and however Rodriguez got hurt, it happened off screen, but it just didn't look like there was a lot going on there. It just looked like he was walking back up near the top of the box when we left it. So I'm not quite sure what happened, and I'm going to show it one more time just so I can keep my eyes clearly on Rodriguez. We're going to move this along here so we could see it. So right now, our audience is seeing Rodriguez field the ball, and then he moves up and up and up and up, and really there's nobody on Soap close to him when he goes down. So whatever happened, kind of like an unfortunate fall or just a tweak of the, looks like he's holding his back, but that's interesting. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails out of that one.
Well, he's back up now. Seems as though he's going to stay in the game. So strange.
Yep.
But I guess we keep on moving.
Well, we're in the 59th minute, and we've had at least 5 or 6 minutes of just dead time between the injury to Roberts and now to Rodriguez.
It will be interesting to see how the referee handles stoppage time at the end of the game.
And the goaltending change at halftime was, again, for Soap FC, and it is Michael Arcuri in goal. And might have to contend with something here, as they will. New York Phoenix will have a throw-in on the far side of the field.
Looks like they're setting up for a long throw delivery into the box.
Yep, it's number 27 who will do the honors right on the outside of the box. And that one is put out harmlessly.
Interesting flow of play there. Looks like they were setting up for a cross and using the fake setup for the long throw in order to do so, but the delivery was just not even close.
So officially 15 minutes gone by of the second half. After 2 lengthy pauses, will undoubtedly add time. Arcuri gets his first leg into one. Cardona 1v1 against the defense. We do have a foul whistled against Adams. And so we'll have another free kick from right about the 40-yard line of the football field.
That was a difficult call. You got a little bit too much pushing in the back there.
Right about the distance where they scored their goal. Sandoval, right foot into it, directly in the goal box, and Arcuri is there to interrupt before any harm could be done.
Really good goalkeeping to come out and get that ball, prevent anything dangerous from happening.
Montesinos will work it back over to Adams. Adams being fronted by Flores, but is able to dish it out to Pay. Pay to Vila. Vila has it towed out of bounds on him by Asensio. Good defensive play. Allows New York Phoenix to get back. Temperature dropping a little bit here on Staten Island as we are close to the water here. Grimes Hill section. Wagner College is the home field of the SOAP FC team for the duration of the season. We'll be back here for 3 more games throughout the year. Looking forward to each and every one as SOAP FC putting pressure, forcing New York Phoenix to draw it back. Skied over to midfield. Archimpong now in space. Gives it over to Lysashenko, overlapping Pay. Pay giving it a good run. He's got some speed. Towards the corner, back heels it in the box. No one home, but that one is spilled out of bounds by Asensio. And another opportunity here. Running throw in for Pay. Spilled out near the corner flag. Pay's able to get to it. Good war going on near the corner. Pay tiptoes near the goal line. That will be a corner. Soap's 3rd corner attempt of this game. They had 2 in the first half. Neither one amounted to much. This will be Lysashenko now on this near side.
Can Soap take this opportunity well? The last 2 corners weren't particularly threatening.
Do have a little bit of size as they run in from the far goal post. And that one ends up on the ground. Trying to get to it was Vila, but it will be another corner kick. So I thought Lysashenko would sky that one. Instead, it was a low-line driver. Let's see what he does here on this one. Players shield their eyes there as they are right going up against the sun. A little talking to here to David Flores by the official. Lysashenko, arm raised, gets into this one. Another low-line driving kick, first touched. Pay with an opportunity that was blocked in front. Threading ball in, and we will have a whistle against Soap.
That's an offside call there, Dave.
Okay. And we will have a substitution, actually a pair of substitutions will be coming in for New York Phoenix, and another for Soap FC. I believe that's Fisherman coming in for Archimpong. And it will be number 38, Gary Mendez, coming in. We also had a number 12 enter the game for New York Phoenix FC. Unfortunately, we do not have a number 12 on our roster. And Mendez, who just checked in, gets a first quick touch on it. Plays it back over to the defensive line. '65th minute of this game. And there's a good overlapping ball down the right sideline. Perhaps a development coming in. Arcuri sees it go over to his right. No harm done. That pass a little too strong. And that one a little too weak near midfield as Vila has to backtrack. Montesinos, a little bit of a head of steam. And there's a good ball on the opposite side of Fisherman. Coming out to meet it was Rodriguez. A nice sliding tackle. And he's able to push it up further.
Wow. What a risky play from Rodriguez. That was close. Just a split second behind. And that could have been an open goal for Soap FC, but you have to reward the bravery and strong decision-making there.
As we queue up the replay, we'll take another look. Again, another good pass by Montesinos that time in the direction of Fisherman, and Fisherman bearing down on it, but Rodriguez was just able to get that before him. Good quality chance. Could not come to pass for Soap FC. They had a lead, but only for 4 minutes in this game. As we see Hassam, he gets spilled down. No whistle, but the ball does go out of play. It will be a throw in the direction of New York Phoenix.
Yeah, I think there was an element of trying to bait a foul on that play, but the referee did not bite that.
Skied up in the air. Hassam was able to get a head on it, but a sliding tackle to interrupt there has to be made by Acevedo. Still, they come out with it. Donnell now. Donnell, lead pass in the box. A quick save made by Arcuri on the shot from point-blank range. Not really much to do with that. And Arcuri had the perfect positioning on it, and here we go the other way. This is Vila now, working it towards the goal line, tries to thread it across. This will be a corner kick.
Wow, end-to-end stuff right there. Really good job by Arcuri, coming out quickly to make that save, and then distributing equally quickly to initiate that counterattack.
Yeah, we'll back up and we'll take a look at that save by Arcuri, his first of the game since checking in at halftime. This is Fisherman with a nice move. Sheds one defender, can't get through a second. They continue up the pitch. A fall down by Adams, and we're going to have an offsides whistled against New York Phoenix. Otherwise, it would have been David Flores one-on-one against Arcuri.
Scary moment there for Soap FC as they're reminded to just how quickly Phoenix can get in behind. Thankfully, they didn't time that run well enough.
Folks at home got a chance to see the replay of Arcuri's stop. Good heads-up one here for Soap FC. A reminder that there is no overtime in UPSL regular season play. There's a good touch by Badila to get it off of Rodriguez, and we will have a corner kick upcoming.
Good job of recognizing that he didn't have many options, so he managed to keep his team possession as they take the quick corner.
Another quick corner there. Lysachenko gets it over to Vila. Vila with the attempt on goal and fingertipped out by Rodriguez. Great save on the play.
Equally great attempt and equally great effort to stop that from finding the back corner. That ball was going to nestle right inside the far post, looking like a really, really nice goal, but goalkeeper was equal to it. Have to give credit there.
Yeah, we'll wait to show you that replay after this one here as Lysachenko will tee it up the other way. The sixth corner of the game here for Soap FC. It's a short one again. Montesinos gives it right up to Lysachenko. Threads through. No whistle. And that one goes out of bounds. Take a look at that last corner there. And you could see perfect shot there as Villa misses it wide. And we have another substitution upcoming. It will be Brian Graves coming in. Looks like Graves will be playing up top. He is listed as a defender for this team. Still, though, off the goal kick, it is Lysachenko. Gives it over to Hassam, who came in after the injury to Augustine Roberts.
Phoenix, they're up and trying to press, but Soap FC just do such a good job of opening up the field and creating so much space. It's impossible for Phoenix FC to cover all of that.
Whistle here against Soap FC as Graves went down. We're in the 70th minute here, so 20 minutes unofficially remaining until stoppage time, and we expect there to be at least 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time following two pretty big injuries in this second half. One, of course, chased Roberts out of the game. Rodriguez was down for some time for New York Phoenix FC. But the goalkeeper has remained in the game. And meanwhile, we have a free kick here just outside the football's 30-yard line. Skied up in the air. It does not land. Soap FC gets to it first, and Arcuri's there to pick up the pieces. Quick reset. Hassam able to survey up the field, looking in the direction of Agbula. Agbula, good job of shielding that ball with his body, gives it over to Vila. Vila stops his dribble, looks to play it across. It was interrupted briefly by Portillo. Montesinos tracking that one down. Great ball by Montesinos, and he plays it back, and it was interrupted by Mendez. Kind of surprised with that decision by Montesinos. Hassam gets spilled down. Only the third foul of the game against New York Phoenix FC.
And all of Phoenix FC's fouls have been relatively innocuous in the middle of the pitch, so their discipline has been pretty impressive.
Unofficial foul count 10-3. Soap has been whistled for 10, and it looks like that'll be the end for number 22, Danny Vila. And he is going to give way, if I can pick it up from this distance. I believe it will be Jonathan Baldaras, who was very active in game one. Badila had an attempt that was blocked at goal, and in the middle of the pitch, Soap takes over briefly. Hassam lost it, gets it back. Good heads-up job by him. Agbula now looking to an overlapping Fisherman. Fisherman gains the box. Fisherman left-footed shot, and it was saved by Rodriguez. Probably would have liked to have done better with that opportunity. Looks like he didn't get it with the full amount of weight that he wanted on it.
Yeah, it was a nice opportunity. He found so much space in the box, and the ball was really perfect to find Fisherman's run. But he just couldn't pick a corner on the finish. It was right to the goalkeeper's hands.
Pair of nice defensive plays by Graves, but winning it back was Soap FC. Middle of the pitch. Nice backheel pass. There's a shot and a score by Emmanuel Agbula. And Soap FC has taken the lead back.
There's that great combination play, Dave, and when they can pull it off, it is so smooth. A really simple 1-2 with the run coming in behind. Run was not tracked very well, and then all that was left to do was to clean up that finishing element, and they were able to make it happen there. Pick a corner, really simple finish, and just pass it into the net. 2-1 in favor of the home team. Really nice play.
Yeah, gorgeous goal. We got a chance to see it again on your screen. And Agbula scores in the 74th minute, unofficially. And for the second time in this game, Soap FC with a lead. Last time, New York Phoenix FC were able to respond in 4 minutes. Now, although unofficially you see only 17 minutes left in this game, we do plan, once again, as we've mentioned many times before, on plenty of stoppage time in this one as well. Official time being kept on the field only. Soap FC winning another 50-50 ball at midfield. Fisherman steps over to his left, but goes in that direction to Montesinos. Montesinos able to survey, cross in the box, and it's over and elevated over the head of Hassam, so nothing comes of that one.
Another instance of Soap finding themselves in a nice position attacking, but the cross just had a little bit too much on it.
There is an opposite side pass, is too far ahead of number 12 who had checked in. Once again, he does not have a name on our roster. Soap FC up 2-1, trying to snap a 2-game losing skid after winning their first 2 games of the season. And for New York Phoenix FC, they are staring down their first loss of the season after 5 wins to open things up. 3-man rush. versus 3 the other way. This is Fishman. Long-range shot, hit the post, and the redirected in off the rebound. Montesino scores the goal. It's 3-1 Soap.
Wow. Soap just found themselves with so much space on the sudden turnover in the middle of the field. And all of a sudden, Fisherman had acres and acres to work with. He tried for that right-footed finish again and found the post. Thankfully, Montesinos was there. Although sloppily, he cleaned it up, and that's going to be a big cushion for Soap to be working with here. Phoenix got to make something happen now.
So we got another chance to see the replay on the screen. Makes it a 3-1 game in the 76th minute. So 2 minutes after Agbula registers, it's Montesinos with an insurance marker to make it 3-1. And now if you're New York Phoenix FC, it's getting late early as they have unofficially 13 minutes left in this one to get themselves back. And here comes that relentless pressure now being assumed by Soap FC. Another giveaway right at midfield. You mentioned that before, Aaron. Here's another one. Hassam to an overlapping Montesinos, now playing on the right side, and that one spilled out. Soap now with an 18-10 advantage in shots, 11-4 on goal. They've kind of extended that lead. This will be a throw-in, as taking his time getting to it is Andrew Pay. No rush here for Soap FC. Pay barking out the signals. Running start. Deep in the box and elevating. Rodriguez got a fist on it, but Montesinos gets it back. Rodriguez is still out of position. Montesinos elevates and scores. You could see it happening, Aaron. Rodriguez never did get back to his position, and Montesinos made him pay.
Man, that is tough for Rodriguez, but you got to get back on your line. He came out to try and deal with the cross, which is totally fine decision to make, but once you've done that, you have to get back in the correct position, and he just stayed in no man's land, Dave.
Yep.
And while that is the case, it wasn't the easiest of finishes for Montesinos. He really had to lift that over without putting it too high, and he did it perfectly.
Yeah, folks at home got to see the replay, and you know, Rodriguez kind of stumbled over Agbula in the box, but even after the stumble, he kind of gets up and just kind of stands over Agbula as if maybe waiting for that whistle, but it never came, and Montesinos saw it right away and again made him pay. And we're going to show it one more time while we have a little bit of a delay in the action. And if you're at home right now, keep your eyes on the goalkeeper, Rodriguez. There he is, and there he gets spilled by Agbula, gets tangled up, but then just kind of stayed there. Had a conversation with Badia as well, and Montesinos took full advantage. And certainly if you're a fan of New York Phoenix FC, you would have liked to have seen the whistle blow there, but they let him play, and it's 4-1. Soap FC.
That just blew up out of nowhere, Dave. A flurry of goals.
And for Montesinos, his second goal in 2 minutes' time.
That's right. He's got a brace, and now he's on a hat trick.
And again, unofficially, we are now at the 80th minute of play as New York Phoenix FC will have only their second corner kick of the game upcoming. First one they put up over everything. Let's see what they do here on this one. As Graves will take it. That one's right in the middle of the box, and it's swept off by the defense. Nice job that time, as coming in on it was Acevedo to make that save.
Really important goal line clearance. I mean, Phoenix FC kind of got that corner as a bit of a gift, and they almost took full advantage, if not for the man on the line.
We'll take a look at that in just a moment, but for now, another attempt here. Graves gets into this one, puts it pretty much same place. Cardona battled for it, but it gets spilled outside the box, and here comes Soap FC the other way. Aaron Badia Swept off the ball, but we're going to have a throw-in the direction of Soap. They just wanted to back him up a little bit. Take another look at that first corner here and the trouble it gave Soap FC, and right place, right time. Acevedo makes the save as we have another substitution ready to come in.
That's why you put the man on the post there, Dave, giving the goalkeeper a little bit of help in a short-range situation.
Muniro Adams out and Adam Sela in. Now, Sela is listed as a forward, taking the place of Adams, who was on that defensive line. And I believe Soap might have gotten another substitution, and yes, it is. Alessandro Shumpataz has come in, and he is playing on that defensive line. Montesinos able to shed a couple of defenders. Great pass to Badia. Finds an overlapping pay. Middle of the field, they were looking in the direction of Fisherman. Nobody home. Graves tries to catch up to it, sees it go out of bounds, and they'll reset there. 82nd minute now. Soap, off of 3 goals in a span of 4 minutes, have themselves a 4-1 lead. Goals in this game by Vila, Agbula, and 2 by Montesinos. There's a threading ball, middle of the pitch. There's a shot by 12. Might have gotten just a toe on it. Interrupted by Arcuri. He's coming up hobbling now, number 12. Again, we do not have a number 12 on our roster for New York Phoenix FC, but time has been whistled here, and perhaps looking to get number 12 off of the field. Now, there's nobody on the New York Phoenix sideline who's looking to check into the game, so they might have to play a man down for a little bit as we approach, or we are into the 83rd minute of the game.
That is a really unfortunate sequence of events for Phoenix. As not only did you mention the difficulty with numbers in terms of substitutes, but in that exact moment, he was clean through on goal with an opportunity to score.
So, as it stands right now, New York Phoenix with only 10 on the field. They are playing a man down due to injury. We'll see how this develops. Baldaras to Fisherman, back to Baldaras. But New York Phoenix FC takes over. There's a long-distance shot and handled beautifully by Arcuri off the attempt by Flores, who is New York Phoenix's goal scorer here tonight.
Just trying to make something happen as Flores, give his team something to build off of. And it was a shot on target, but not much more can be said about it other than that.
Andrew Pay got that one settled the other way. We'll have a corner kick here as Badia had his shot interrupted and out. Total shots in this game, 20-12 in favor of Soap. Shots on goal are 12-6 in favor of Soap, as Lysachenko will take the 7th corner of the game for Soap FC. Lysachenko, only 2 players in the box for Soap FC, and that one was struck by the defense and out of play, so they'll redo the corner.
It looks like Soap FC are taking a bit more of a conservative approach so as to avoid a counterattack.
Lysachenko again taking his time, this time elevating a little bit more and getting his head on it, but just grazing it was Andrew Pay. No harm done as it's bled up towards the middle of the pitch, but Soap FC is there. Montesinos has the 2 goals, looking for number 3. Lysachenko threads it through. They look in the middle. Fisherman left unmarked for a moment. His shot was blocked at the top of the box. And he's battling with Gravaz, and he gets called for the penalty.
Quickly taken free kick, did not work out.
Another potential turnover here. It does go Andrew Pay's direction. He gets towed off the ball. Mendez is asked to hold things up as coming up Holding the knee and the foot is Andrew Pay. They wanted a foul against number 38, Gary Mendez, didn't get it.
Yeah, I have to say, Dave, I'm really not sure how there wasn't a foul call. Some very obvious contact there, so much so that I could hear it from here.
Yeah, you can hear the boots rubbing together on that one. And we'll see if we can pick it up here, and we'll slow it down so you can take a look and judge for yourself. You can see Pay coming in, and yep, foot was stepped on. Andrew Pay had a case, and they'll drop the ball here when we resume. 86:40 is our unofficial time here, so 3 minutes and change to go, although again we do expect plenty of stoppage time. Portillo, Mendez sidesteps Badia, and New York Phoenix FC able to get it and elevate it over towards midfield. Balderas tracks that one down and plays it back to Acevedo. Acevedo gives it back to Arcuri, who meets Cardona at the top of the box but beats him to the ball, and they reverse the field. Shumpataz reversing field to Pay. 87.5 minutes in this one. Three-man rush upcoming. Montesinos able to tow it over to Lysachenko, looking for an overlapping Fisherman. Fisherman gains the box, was looking to tee it up with the left foot, couldn't do it. Lysachenko getting it over to Hassem. Hassem off the crossbar. The follow is off the crossbar and out of play. How's that for a sequence?
Oh, goodness gracious. I thought we were about to see a wonderful curling goal with that left foot of Lysachenko, but what we actually ended up getting was an offside call on Fisherman for the rebound, which is fortunate for him because otherwise a very, very bad-looking miss. So I'm sure he'll actually be thankful for that call.
Well, he's getting a chance to see Hassam's shot that just got over the elevated Rodriguez and hit the crossbar. Second one of the game. You saw the follow-up there, but as Aaron mentioned, that wasn't offsides on that last shot attempt. So Soap FC have put 12 shots on goal, and there's one that's lost by Arcuri as he fumbles that one back heel, and Soap FC is able to trail the play and get it out. And now we have whistles here, as getting tangled up and everything was John Donnell. Now, looked like Arcuri was a little bit laissez-faire with that tracking of that ball in the box and probably should have covered up. Instead, kind of played it, and that one was very dangerous. We're getting a chance to see it now. You see the hard first touch there. Cardona can't backtrack to it. Gave it up to Donnell, and then Soap FC's defense was there.
Arcuri had no reason to use his feet to control that. Could have just collected it with his hands.
Yep.
And then another unsure moment off that free kick. Put it right into Cardona. So, interesting moments there from Arcuri in terms of decision-making with his feet.
For sure. Badia gets swept off the ball as we approach the final seconds unofficially of this one. 90 minutes in the books just about. Just saw the referee look at his watch for the first time as we are at 90 minutes. Even, we stop the clock here, and we are officially in extra time. Stoppage time here, and we expect about 5 or 6 minutes at the least. But Soap FC in good shape. Following 2 straight losses, they rebound here, up by 3 goals in the waning moments of this one. They'll, should this hold, of course, they will improve to 2-1 on their home field, and they'll improve to 9 points in the standings as that one goes over top and Rodriguez is there. And is that our final whistle? It is. So, Aaron, stoppage time, not so much. Maybe they got a minute or so, but that is it. And we have gone final here, and Soap FC with a gorgeous 4-1 win. A game, Aaron, that I think you would agree they pretty much were in control the entire way with possession. They had a scare put into them with the game-tying goal, but they came out with a flurry in the second half, and they earned every bit of this 4-1 win.
Oh, without a doubt. The manner by which they gained their lead in that second half was perhaps a bit unceremonious, but they certainly earned that advantage. They outplayed Phoenix FC. They were the better team. They played a more complete game. They had a more robust game plan as well, really putting together a solid team performance back to front, defended well, kept a team that is used to scoring a lot of goals to only one. And, of course, Phoenix FC had their own issues, but definitely a day for Soap to be proud.
Absolutely. And while we have a chance, we'll give you the final stats from this game in just a moment or two. They'll flash up on your screen. They should be flashing up on your screen right now. Now they are. So there we go. These are the final stats here. The shots, 22-12 in favor of Soap FC. The shots on goal, 12-6. So they doubled up in that department. The corner kicks were 8-3 in favor of Soap FC. Offsides, 3-2 in that department. And the fouls, Soap FC had 12 and only 3 for New York Phoenix FC. But the only stat that matters, of course, is the one that's on the scoreboard, and Soap FC with a 4-1 win, and they will improve to 3-2 overall. They stay put in 6th place in the standings. They now have 9 points. They trail the New York Titans by 1 point, of course, with the New York Titans, of course, playing a little bit later as well. Now, before we go off the air, we want to just let you know what we are up to here on PDF Sports Network. You see it on your screen now. Tomorrow night, May 13th at 8 p.m., we will be at Above Restaurant at the Hilton Garden Inn on Staten Island for the Chris for Lou ALS fundraiser. New York Yankees great Jim Leyritz will be there, along with representatives from the ALS and Lou Gehrig's Disease Foundation, of course, to raise money for those battling with ALS. We're proud to live stream that event. And then next weekend, we will have not one but 2 American football games, with Staten Island Hurricanes playing the Brooklyn Bengals in Big East football, 2 o'clock kickoff there on Saturday the 18th, and then we go inside the arena for Jersey Bearcats taking on the Wheeling Miners. And 2 weeks from today, on the 26th, that's Memorial Day weekend, Soap FC will be back to host the New York Titans. Of course, that is a big matchup between two teams right now, sitting for right now in 5th and 6th place in the standings. So, Aaron, we got treated to a good one. We had a 1-1 game at the half, but it was nice to see our home team, Soap FC, 3 goals in a span of 4 minutes to win this game by a score of 4-1. So that will do it for us here. Once again, for everybody affiliated with our broadcast, for all the great folks here at Soap FC for allowing us this opportunity to cover their team, for the staff here at Wagner College hosting us, for my broadcast partner, Aaron Cohen, I'm David Pizzuto, wishing you a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. Once again, your final score, Soap FC 4 and New York Phoenix FC 1. Thanks for joining us.